I'm Vic Myers. Welcome to The Resistance. When I was a kid in college, I took a couple of logic courses, and I can still remember the day when God came up for discussion. The argument presented by a student was that you cannot use either inductive or deductive reasoning to prove the existence of a God. Therefore, God does not exist. Dr. Achel, my professor, he replied that one cannot use inductive or deductive reasoning to prove that God does not exist. Therefore, one must accept the possibility that God does exist. So at the end of the day, God is simply a matter of choosing whether or not you believe, choosing to have faith. One could argue that the Christian Bible falls under the same idea. Everything that's written in the Bible, or any religious text for that matter, are just unprovable stories. One either chooses to believe them or not believe them, just like they choose to believe in the morals of those stories or not believe. And those things are not mutually exclusive. For instance, I have a long list of reasons of why I don't believe there's an all-powerful, all-good deity. But I believe there was some guy named Jesus about 2,000 years ago, and he had some really good ideas. But I don't believe there were some other dudes who lived several hundred years, or parted the sea, or built a giant boat. I'm an atheist who believes in the teachings of Jesus, at least the ones that I know about. That's what I choose. I don't call myself a Christian, but I've known a few real Christians, only a few. I used to work with a Mormon named Mike. He is one of the best people I've ever met. This guy believed in his religion and lived it every day. My friend Manny was so devout in his Catholic beliefs that he refused to fight back when certain community members were slandering him horribly. I mean, it was bad. He said it wasn't his place to judge them or seek revenge. He said it was his place to turn the other cheek. And then there's my Aunt Joanne, my late Aunt Joanne. She was a born-again Christian. She and Uncle Stan fostered a ton of kids over the decades. They adopted 2 of them. Aunt Jo gave those kids a loving home because that's what her faith said she should do. These are the people I think about when I look at the so-called Christians in MAGA world, and I can't help feeling how far these people have drifted from everything that Mike, Manny, and Aunt Jo lived every day. When I see KK Carolyn Levitt idolizing Trump and bearing false witness while wearing a cross. Or when I see Frau Christi Noem and her Gestapo thinking they're Christian crusaders. Mostly, I think about Aunt Jo and the others when I see everyday run-of-the-mill MAGA cult members. They all claim to be Christians, but not one of them believes in kindness. They are the first to judge and seek vengeance, while also the last to turn the other cheek or seek forgiveness. They are nothing like Mike, Manny, or Aunt Jo. And I've come to realize something. Those people don't believe in God or Jesus or the Bible. They believe in power. They believe in cruelty. MAGA isn't Christianity. MAGA is atheism without empathy. Thanks for listening. Good day.